music and a lot of good food, over 400 people there, and the school will be selling tickets after the 8:30 service. I would like to invite Rebecca Collins to come up as the chair of Major Gifts for Christ Church Cathedral's capital campaign to share with us.
Frederick Buechner, that old Presbyterian possum, says that we should all look for the place where the world's deep hunger and our own deep gladness meet. And that is very much what my husband Deaver and I were searching for in a spiritual community when we came to Nashville 6 years ago from Jackson, Mississippi. Christ Church was somewhat familiar to us. Our son was married here 10 years ago. Our first grandchild was baptized here. And before we moved here in Jackson, Rod Murray was our very first dean at St. Andrew's Episcopal Church there, and Ann Stevenson lived across the street. So we knew something of Christ Church, and we felt that we just might want to be part of this downtown conversation and mission that we found here. And what we did find immediately was compassion. Like-minded individuals practicing hands-on social consciousness and moral responsibility, where tradition and reason are celebrated, and where everyone who walks through those doors is respected, and where mostly the unapologetic love for the Holy Trinity is our common ground. And so with all of that, as new parishioners, we were settling in to the inspiring and pastoral clergy, this unbelievably beautiful nave, although we did find that the rest of the facility seemed a little bit tired, and the glorious music that we enjoy here, the programs, although I learned that the youth were really not on our campus, and the outreach, although we also learned that we needed more dedicated space to that. And so we were keenly aware that while we were enjoying all of these wonderful things we had found at Christ Church, that we had really had nothing to do with it. That it was the people who came before us with their vision and their generosity and their hard work who created and provided what we, as a new family here, were enjoying. And so that is what I'm asking you all to consider this morning. Just what has been provided for you and your family? Now, many of you sitting here today had a vital role in all of that. But there were those still who had come before. And so now, it is our turn. And so I will say that this call to arms was resoundingly exampled last Sunday on Celebration Sunday, because it really was the miracle of the loaves and the fishes. Those pledges were just multiplying. And from the moment that the church opened till sunset that night, from that point, we had reached 91% of our $8 million goal for the first phase of this campaign. know, as we opened all of those envelopes between the services, I can tell you that we were jubilant. And we were humbled. It is no longer a dream. It is happening. And we are so grateful from the Capital Campaign Committee I represent to say thank you so much to everyone who pledged last Sunday and for everyone who pledged from the first pledge that came in for this campaign. These doors are opening, but we are not finished. And the only way that we are going to reach our goal is if everyone will join in. And so I say to those of you who have not yet pledged, I ask you to consider this, that everyone can do something. We know that we are not all called to pledge equally, but we know that we are equally called to pledge. And so I ask you today to please be part of it, to do whatever you can, and to cherish it, this opportunity right now for the fellowship of our community, for our own children, and for the help we can give to the people out there who need us. And lastly, I ask you to celebrate it, that you can be a tangible and an eternal stakeholder in the future of Christ Church Cathedral. You can open these doors. Thank you.